I've just been to a working game. The New Saints beat Cliftonville 2-1 in a pre-season friendly. I took some fishing tackle with me. Here it is. It's my little 4.5 foot rod that I used the other day on the brook. And I'm on the upper 7 on this occasion. Well, I do work in Welsh football, and with the 7 very, very close to where I work. It's only a few minutes by car, perhaps about 10 miles maybe, 11 miles, something like that. Rural miles, so you're there in no time at all. I'm going to take more advantage of that now that the river season has opened, combined with the fact, of course, that I'm now part-time, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Especially with petrol prices at the moment, it would be very, very difficult to justify travelling all the way to the upper reaches of the 7, especially if you're only going to do an hour or so. You would need to spend a day there really, the cost of fuel at the moment. But it's all about making the most, isn't it, of what's in front of you. I've just cast out, I'm watching the rod tip, and I'll be back with a fish. Second cast, and I've caught a chub, about 2 inches that is. I'm fishing quite close to the bank, just a gentle lob into the water there. You've got the main stream, the main flow coming down, and there's a slight curve where I am, and the water circulates. So naturally, that's where food will gather and wash around. A great peg when the river's up, of course. At the moment it's normal summer level. I'll tell you what though, I'm enjoying this. This is great. I do love the upper 7, and it will most definitely be a case of watch this space as far as that's concerned over the remainder of the river season. Now that's what you call a sucked maggot, isn't it? Another thing on this particular session, I haven't got a chair, so I'm sitting on the ground. I've got just the minimum of gear. It's another positive in terms of planning your sessions, your trips, in the sense that you don't need to take a lot of gear with you. Let's get cast out here, shall we? Got there in the end. You don't need to take a lot of stuff with you, do you? I do carp fishing myself, so I know what it's all about. But if that's all you do, then you're limiting yourself in many ways, aren't you? That's fine. You might just want to be a carp angler. That's okay. But you are narrowing these type of sessions down. When I'm out for an hour or an hour and a half, I'll stay as long as I fancy it. Today actually, it's a nice pleasant late afternoon, but I don't need a lot of tackle. That's the important thing. And as long as you're prepared to clamber over stiles and work your way through undergrowth, then it's the way to go, isn't it? Maybe when time is tight, or in my case not so much these days because I am part-time, but when I want to fit a session in around work, then a small amount of gear is perfect. Second fish, it's another chub, and it's significantly larger than the first. I'm getting regular action now. All small fish though. Obviously they hang around in a shoal, especially at that size. They might be small though, but they're great fun. Still small, but by far the biggest that I've caught so far. After lots of chub, a small dace. That was great. I enjoyed that very much indeed. Time to go home now though. Not because I've had enough. Sometimes people say to me when I'm packing away, passers-by, have you had enough? I always say, I've never had enough. But there are often things that I've got to get on with, and because it's match day, I've got some post-match stuff to deal with. Right, that's the 7. I'll be back. If you're out fishing yourself this coming week, tight lines.